Are you guys okay if I film? I'm not gonna film the whole.
Are you
I'm
okay if I say no?
Yeah, I'm totally. I can. You know what I could do? I could do that little. You know that little.
The blur?
Where the blur? And I could change your voice where you sound demonic.
I don't want a high squeaky voice. I want to.
Yeah, we're all gonna do like this.
Is it okay if I say no?
It's the most awkward vlog you'll ever have.
So we had our AIM group this Saturday, and it was awesome because we get to learn from one of the best, Prophet Michael Cotton. He pours into us, he teaches us, and it's just an amazing group of individuals. Amazing. We have so many awesome people in this group. It's just fun because after we learn and Michael pours into us for that amount of time, then we get people that come and we prophesy over them as a group, because you really get to see God do so many amazing things. And I'm really sorry for all these mosquitoes, but I was just trying to do a different backdrop. We all tapped into the heart of God and spoke truth into them, into their situations. It's so fulfilling. I'm just on a mission to show people, to give people the reality of God and who He is in my life and who He can be in your life.
And I heard this when Michelle started talking. God tumbled the whole thing over to God's called you to salvation and healing, and He's already deposited a load of faith in you that's bigger than where you are. And as I was listening to Michelle, I realized, oh my God, you've already given Sergio faith for a large ministry. And this is not a ministry of making signs. And that God's calling you to that. And your faith is oversized for where you are. And you're not going to come into that full thing with yourself. You're going to pull a lot of people in with you into a ministry. Your faith is going to carry young men and young women out across the country, maybe the world, I don't know. But it's bigger than where you are. And what you're facing now is, so your faith is going to draw people. And they're not going to understand, they're not going to be reasonable, they're just going to be drawn. And they're going to say, well, I just want to follow you around. And your faith is going to be big enough to have people follow you around. And your faith is going to be big enough to propel people into healing and salvation. And you're in a time right now when God says, learn, grow yourself and your team into the gift. To begin to pray for God to bring people to you. The day's going to come when you will have a full-fledged, full-time, at least a national ministry. And the sign stuff is going to, either you sell it or you put somebody else in to run it for you, one or the other. You sub it out or you sell it. It would be better, I think, to sub it out, but that's just me. So you don't need more faith, but you need people and opportunity to fill up the field of faith that He's given you. And that it's not just about you. Your faith is more than, is too big for you. But it's not too big for all the other people that are going to come in. They're going to borrow faith from you and draw it from you until you kick them out of the nest, and then they'll get their own from God. So you got a big nest, and it's going to be like a birthing nest to birth other evangelistic healing ministries. Okay? And further, that in this time, you need wisdom, like the young guy who's an incredibly talented 86-mile-per-hour fastballer, but he needs coaching and further strengthening to get to the 98. He tries to throw a 98-mile-per-hour fastball too soon and ruins his arm. Right there now, You're like the unit, whoever the tall guy was. 98 consistently, 98 miles per hour up to 106 is what he threw. And it's like a machine, so they call it the unit. And you got faith like that, and you're growing into it. And so this is a time both for boldness and caution all at the same time. Boldness and caution. Yeah. All at the same time. And I think the next thing God's going to do is start bringing people to you. And you can't be afraid of someone throwing themselves, their lot, their call in with you. You can't be afraid of it. And if you're not called to this, they won't come. But since you're called to it, you're going to see them come. The John Marks and the Timothys are going to come right up alongside of you. And your faith is big enough, and God's going to start calling you out to do your own healing and salvation meetings. When she said, maybe Evansville, the whole thing blew up in my face when I saw it.
Just as simple as you touching a temperature gauge button, those are your prayers. And the Lord says when you touch that button in prayer, just as simple as faith is, that you walk away from that temperature gauge, the same to be released to you, to not worry your friend. The same. Okay, we need a little bit warmer in here. Okay, maybe a little bit cooler, we need to cool down just a little bit. And he's going to use that in the spiritual realm to temper what you guys are housing. And it's humbling. It's so humbling because you're working two people, now one ministry, and but it's so necessary. And it's sweet. But it's not going to be the struggle as before. It's going to be just a simple, 2 degrees. All right, Lord, I'm talking to you about this. This is what I discern. See, you show me this, Father. Okay, show me this. All right, Lord, I release it back to you. Okay.
So we went out to eat, which is what we usually do, and we went out to eat at this place, Bambino's, and it was a pizza restaurant, and it's in Hopkinsville. And I knew, every time we go somewhere, everywhere we go is an opportunity to shine, an opportunity to show somebody the love of God. And right before we all sat down and ate, I said, something special is gonna happen. And as we went in there, there was this, I guess she worked there, and she cooked the food. And she had such a great personality and everything. She was awesome. And so she came out a few times and said, hey, just said hi, and then I'll be cooking the food, and just being cool. And man, God gave me a word. I was actually believing for her birthday, and I got the year of her birthday, and I went over there kind of like by myself. I went over there and talked to her, and I God was giving me so many cool things about her, with art and graphic design, and that being the key to her financial success. And it was so fun. She was absolutely blown away. What happened?
That was crazy. No, my parents don't know these things about me. My family doesn't know the year I was born, and he knows the year I was born. That's insane to me.
Because he knows you, that's why, and he loves you, and he's
crazy.
real.
I just can't stop thinking about it, because you knew that I liked art. That's not something you can normally just tell by a person.
No, that's not. And so, see, all I am is I'm a person. He lives inside of the believer. Jesus, he called them believers and unbelievers. We're believers. All of us here are believers. And his love pours out of us.
For sure.
And so when he's seeing you, it's like he wants to talk to you. He wants to talk to you. Sorry. And so what you're feeling right now it's actually the reality of God. It's actually like a touch of God in your life. I don't know if you've ever had an encounter with the Lord, but that was your encounter. That was his face to face with you. He was saying, Rachel, right? I know you.
That was insane.
Yeah, and he's calling. He wants relationship with you, because it's not about going to church and being good.
Right.
It's about you and him together. It's about intimacy, meaning like you and him, like reach out to connect. say, Lord, like, I need strength in this, or whatever it is. He wants that. That's what he wants. And I think, maybe your perception of him being an angry God, or you're going to hell, like, that's all false. He's a loving father, and he loves his children. And that's who you are.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet. But
Yeah.
you're starting to.
Yeah, actually, I grew up in church all my life, and I just told you my dad's an ordained minister.
Yeah.
Like, I was there till late, every single night, because it was just, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then, as I got older, my parents got divorced. My dad's not even really going to church anymore. My mom hadn't thought about church in years.
Yeah.
I still go all the time just because my cousin wants me to go.
Yeah.
And so, I was just like, I've really lost my connection.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to me that you just knew it. And that's your reasoning behind it. I thought you were like, I'm a sidekick, and I was like, no, I'm another one of these balloons. But you were like, legit.
No,
That's crazy.
as believers, like, we're one with him, and it says the mystery's been revealed. It's Christ in us, the hope of glory. But a lot of people, a lot of believers don't know that it's Christ in you. And when it says Christ in you, we just hear the voice of God. We have the heart of God. Like, I can feel how much he loves you right now. It's just, I can feel it. It's overwhelming right now. It's how much he loves you.
That's insane.
So I felt compelled to say that to you, because I just, he loves you.
Yeah.
He loves you. And what you've seen is just, what you've seen was a lot of religion and not a lot of relationship.
Yeah.
So he's calling you out into that.
Rachel, you have the most beautiful smile.
Thank you.
And you are beautiful.
Thank you so
I was
much.
gonna say, she looks like a young me. Like, I saw you when you came around the corner. Like,
You got
I was
something.
like,
I know you do.
but I'm not taking off what you said.
Sorry.
like you're that looks like I'm looking in a mirror. Like, however.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I don't personally think I look like either one of my parents, so hey. I have a new mom. There we go. That's crazy. It's very nice to meet you guys. Come back and see me.
Yeah. Hey, we need to get,
Of course.
we got to get Jessica over here, because she can't, her shoulder. So whenever she's done serving, tell her to come through.
Okay, yeah, totally.
Okay?
It was nice to meet you guys. I'm either a waitress, a host, a cook, whatever I need to be doing.
Bless
Like, wait, come here. I'll come out here. That's a good attitude. Thank you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's cool.
A lot of times when you get a word for somebody, it takes a minute for them to process everything. So they're, they're kind of shell shocked, because they're kind of like, how did you know that? Who are you? This and that. And so anyway, to fast forward, I gave an awesome word for her, and it was just about being that vessel, being that representation, man. We represent God everywhere we go. We represent who he is, and being able to pour into somebody like that, being able to be a vessel for God to flow through. These mosquitoes are horrible. It's pretty awesome. So we had an amazing time. She was so touched that she came back over and said, dude, wait a minute. And you can just see the video. And other people started to pour in. Other people started to, to love on them. There was a waitress, I didn't even get to film. There was another waitress called Jessica. She was the one that was serving us, and she, I got a word of knowledge about a migraine for her, and I prayed for it, and insomnia was another thing for her. And I know and I believe God took that away from her. She also had a bad shoulder where she messed her shoulder up, and I didn't get to film that, but we prayed over it, and she had a limited range of motion with about right there, and then she was able to go all the way up with it. So yes, it was so cool.
Don't wanna grow